What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Juice, man.
The answer to your question is that was your recommendation, Fiverr.
Oh, okay. Well, good.
Yeah, I hired. It was probably like a Ukrainian or something that made it.
Probably so.
Yeah,
They did
I don't
a great
know.
job.
Fiverr.com. They did our
He
intro
said
video.
he mentioned that he liked our intro.
Yeah, I remember you asking me about that.
Yeah, I
Great job.
asked this gentleman right here, and if you don't know who he is, you've been living under a rock.
Hello. Been on the internet a while.
He is the face
Old man.
of YouTube fishing.
Man,
YouTube.
he's been on the show before.
He has, but he had. We had. Was it Matt?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, we didn't do a solo episode.
That's back when we were just young,
Fooling
pups in the
around.
podcast game.
Fooling around.
Man, speaking of young pups, you're having a great tournament day.
Yeah, man.
What a transition.
So we're recording this after the first day of the Toyota.
There you go.
We had right at 27 pounds today. Super blessed. We don't know what's going to happen the next 2 days, so we don't even know if we're going tomorrow. It's going to be blowing really hard.
What did they say? Anything?
They
Or
didn't say
texted
anything.
y'all? I saw Mark at the restaurant. I told him I was going to beat him up if he
Did you
didn't.
talk to him?
Yeah.
Did you actually ask him?
No.
Okay. So we don't know, man. It's a southwest wind, which isn't that bad on Rayburn, unless, you know.
Can I ask a dumb question from a person that's not from around here?
What's that?
Like, what's the cutoff? What do they say? It's too bad.
Man, I think when they got a wind advisory on
Lake
the app,
wind advisories.
they have no choice.
Do you remember the
What is it, like 25, 30?
So tomorrow it's supposed to be blowing. So the original forecast was 15 to 20 with gusts up to 35. So, I mean, that's pretty bad.
30, yeah.
But now they've changed
Mind
it
if I
back.
set this right here?
Sure, no, you're taking away my new sponsor, though.
Okay, yeah, throw it up there.
I'm
Okay.
kidding. I've had this bottle with me for years.
Oh, no, y'all are going tomorrow, dude.
Yeah.
But they've changed the forecast now to southwest 10 to 15. So we'll see. It's going to be
Oh,
rough.
you're going. They're going.
What's it going to be in the morning?
At takeoff, you're at like 8 miles an hour.
Yeah, we'll see. It's not laid down at all.
You're ripping.
Out there right now.
Send
But
it.
the deal is the final day, which is a Friday, because we started this event here on a Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, northwest 10 to 15.
It'll be rocking the final day. So
out.
the next 2 days will be windy. It'll be a challenge.
How do you catch them in the wind? What do you do?
Man, today, thankfully, I had a little bit of time before it picked up and was able to run a couple of offshore spots and really didn't get right like I wanted to. Got a few decent bites, but nothing big. And then later in the day, I just used the wind to my advantage and went shallow and ended up catching my biggest one up there. So
Water temps?
water temp has rose a little bit.
It rose?
Yeah, it was. In practice, after the cold front, it was staying around the low 50s.
Oh, okay, I'm talking about since last week, though.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
What's
no.
the water temp?
I mean, it's starting around the mid 50s, getting up to low 60s later in the day. So who knows, man? It's gonna be a friggin'. I mean, they're smashing them. So I'm in third at almost 27, and there's two 27-pound bags above me.
Man.
Got one guy over here, Blake Schroeder. He's in fifth. He had almost 23. So
In studio.
Just absolute hammers.
Following up,
Yeah.
I mean, that's who I'd be scared of.
yeah, Blake's roping him. He's catching a
Blake's
bunch.
roping him, and he's hot off of a top 5
Top
in the
5
open.
in the open. Big deal. It's kind of a big deal.
Congrats to Schroeder.
My gosh, man.
Kind of a big deal. But, yeah, man, the weights, I think there was 11 or 12 20-pound bags, so they're catching them. Nobody's out of it if you had anything over 16, honestly. This is Rayburn, so it's wide open. It's a slugfest, but people are going to have to adjust, including me, because, we did have that little gap this morning with no wind. It's probably going to be blowing all day tomorrow. And then the final day is going to completely turn north-northwest, like Shane mentioned, can get really rough on this lake. So people are going to have to make some adjustments, and whoever wins is probably going to earn it this week.
Yeah, well-diverse angler for sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Probably going to have to earn it.
Sack them up tomorrow, boys, because you ain't going Friday.
Oh, we're going
Well, they
all
just
three.
call it? They just say 2 days and that's
Derby's
it?
over.
Well, that's the scary part. If they cancel tomorrow, they're probably going to cancel the whole thing. It'll be a one-day show.
They never replace it. What'd they do on Grand? Was it last year or the year before?
No, they did it on Sandy Cooper last year. They went day one and then canceled the next 2 days. It was a one-day show.
I thought they did that on Grand, though. They canceled the first 2.
Texoma, they canceled it. But at least we knew going into that when it was a one-day slugfest. At Sandy Cooper, they had no idea.
That's how they do it. But what I'm getting at is MLF does not do a makeup day. Neither does Bassmaster. Not at this level.
They don't. Man, I really don't see them canceling the next 2 days. I think both days are doable. I think it's going to be rough, but they're doable days.
No, you're going tomorrow. You're not going Friday. You're not allowed because you got to be on Conroe Friday.
I think we go both.
Yeah, you got them big fiberglasses out there. You be all right, son.
Yeah,
I
I saw the old tin rig.
Yeah, you're lucky we didn't fish in that today.
Dude.
We might have caught him a little
How
better.
big is that boat?
I think it's 14 and a half.
Yeah, that thing. What you got on the back of that joker?
It's a 25 now.
She'll purr.
She'll crank.
He said she'll purr.
Don't
purr.
Don't wrap her out. Don't
I think it
redline
actually
her.
tops out at 25, but I never get there unless it's just glass.
Yeah, so we were running today. It was a little breezy, and I think I was going like 42, and he's like,
I haven't been that fast.
I was like, I looked over at him. I was like, why are you hollering? He's like, man, I ain't been that fast in months.
yeah, felt good.
You ain't got a fiberglass rig?
Not right now. No,
Got you.
I'm open, and I'm honestly thinking about doing a bigger tin can.
Okay.
I like
Oh
it.
yeah.
There's some units out there.
There are. There's
Tell
actually
us.
a lot of companies making them.
Tell us the dream tin rig for Justin Rackley, LakeForkGuy.
You know, I'm still researching, but I've actually looked a lot. I've looked at Express.
Okay.
They make good ones. Vexus actually makes aluminum now.
Ah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of cool for bass, but like for a full multi-species, dude, Lund.
Yeah, Lund. I was gonna say, bro.
They kind of make the deal.
Jamie Bruce.
Bruce's Lund is a unit. And
Does
it's
he have
thing
like a
looks
bass
cool.
model, or does he have?
yeah, it's
gotta
a
be a
bass
bass
model, but it's
model.
big, dude.
Dude, they take some waves.
Big. And then I saw Livisy's Express there at Tack Like the other day for the grand opening. It's a unit too. Like I was like, dang, this
Nice,
big.
you liked it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's like you can, you knock on it, you're like, dang, thing's
It
solid.
feels pretty solid.
Yeah, you ain't gonna jack that thing up.
Man,
So yeah, that's really cool. What do we got going on in the bass fishing world, man? We got Toledo Bend starting tomorrow.
Oh, dang.
Bassmaster Elite Series
Dude,
event.
everything's happening
If y'all
right
haven't joined the Bassmaster,
yeah.
oh man, they're not gonna have time. We're not gonna post this in time. I was gonna say if you haven't joined the Juice Podcast, Fantasy Fishing League,
We did that last minute, set it up.
How many?
You want in?
how many
Do
do
you
we
fantasy fish?
no, I'm not a big fantasy man.
got? How many we got? We got over 50?
I'm fulfilling all my fantasies.
I'll
in
check
my
right
mind
now. We were
right
at
now.
50 earlier, like this morning. I bet
So
we're
we got
at
like 50 plus people in our fantasy. That's awesome.
We're going to
Appreciate
do
y'all.
something. Like, typically, all these groups post something like a giveaway.
We were going to go to Toledo this week. We were thinking about it.
Yeah. And then, obviously, the wind forecast today. So,
Good.
Rackley came down. He makes an annual trip down here to come see you because I'm his favorite.
Been doing it a while.
There
8
he
years.
is.
8
Yeah,
years.
man. We fish together every year. So he came down, and the wind wasn't very favorable, so we opted for the smaller lakes. It would have been a good day had the wind not been bad because the elites are off water today, so
Right.
we wouldn't have been in anybody's way. But
Speaking of that, man, the Elite's got to deal with some wind.
I can't believe like that's gonna suck.
Toledo Bend's going to
Toledo?
get big.
I mean, you can't really. You kind of have to just go in the boat lane.
Yeah, that might drop their weights a little bit. I saw all the Elite Series guys holding up their predictions to win, and everybody was over 100. But, man, that might drop it, honestly.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna drop it. I mean, you can't. It's gonna be tough to fish in those conditions, but
Can't scope when scope's out of the water.
they will
Know what I
find.
mean?
They'll find a way.
They'll be in the pockets scoping them. I mean, that's what they'll be doing.
They'll be up against a dog post or something crazy.
So you've never participated in fantasy fishing?
I've never participated in any fantasy, anything really.
No fantasy football or anything? Man.
Wow. I'm not. So this is going to be my first year doing fantasy fishing, like, in a while. But, yeah, football for sure. I love fantasy football.
It's like gambling, right?
Yeah, I guess we ain't got nothing on the line in the juice one. I guess
There's no draft, is what's weird. So it's not like you pick guys for the season.
you
but
pick
like,
them out of buckets.
You pick them out of buckets. So, like, if you were to build your ideal team, you don't necessarily get your ideal team.
Right.
Like, you got to pick somebody out of Group A. You only get to pick one. Then you got to pick Group B, C, D, and E.
Right.
So then it's like, this one was a tough one.
It was tough.
It's always tough on the first one.
Mm-hmm. I have no idea what my picks are going to go. It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. But we got 50 people in. I'm surprised because we literally threw this together last minute. We did a live last week at Tackle Addict. Had Keith on, Daryl on, Cody Huff, Alec Morrison, a bunch of guys, and we got declined by some. But anyway, we don't need to talk about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Travis Hunter wouldn't sit down with us. Yeah.
His agent wasn't there to negotiate the terms, so I get it.
And then I was asked to take him fishing the next day, and
then we got good people like Rackley who drive. How far is your house from here?
Oh, man. Probably about 3 hours.
To come fishing, to be disappointed in fishing with me. Dude. It was a tough day.
You know what, though? I actually learned quite a bit. Man. I think I learn every time I go out with you. When I first started fishing with you, years and years ago, you were like trying to learn electronics, like offshore.
Mm-hmm.
And now I just feel like you're in the Matrix. Yeah. It's hard to unplug you.
No, he's plugged in, dude.
I couldn't get him unplugged. I was like, dude, just cast. Like, just cast over
I know, but I was like, but why? There's no fish
in,
up there.
Dude.
Not even on bottom, not suspended. There's no fish over there, man. It's
but you had something new that I'd never used or seen before.
Oh, yeah.
You had the dual. You had one graph on perspective, one on forward.
Right. Yep.
That's growing popular.
Whoa.
Very nice. Growing very popular.
If you haven't seen that, folks, that's
our new addition is going to be crappie brakes.
Yeah. That's the rig right now.
There's like, 3 or 4 boats out today.
I think that's your best combo right now. And like I was a 360 fan, and Wyatt is a mega 360 fan. He loves 360. He cries when he gets in my boat with that 360. He's like, "Where's 360?" This is pre-perspective. I've only had it for like a month. Now.
Now I see it.
Yeah.
Now you like it.
It's legit. Yeah, man. The Deion Sanders thing.
We're going back to Travis Hunter.
It's probably not going to happen, guys.
We couldn't even get Travis Hunter when he was sitting 6 feet from us.
Okay, well, I don't want to go into just crazy detail.
You ought to know who Travis Hunter is.
Is this like a pop culture icon?
Well, yeah. Well, I guess he's like probably one of the hottest college football
two-way
players.
star.
Oh yeah, Deion's
protege.
He's not his son, but
right.
He plays both sides of the ball.
Yeah,
star.
But he fishes.
He's got a YouTube channel. It's got like
because I know Deion fishes. He's a big Bandito Buck fan actually.
Do you know Deion?
Yeah, we've given Deion baits.
Whoa, time out. No offense. Like you on the list of like guests that we want to have, it's Deion Sanders, then you, of course. But like,
I'm sure.
But like, if you can make Deion happen,
do you think you could do that or no?
You know, pre his Netflix series and going to Colorado, yeah, he would like Instagram message us, but I think he's probably too big now.
I will buy him Bandito bugs.
I kind of got that vibe from.
I mean, he blew up. Hunter. Just think about it.
Blew up. I mean, he's already huge.
He was huge, but you know, Colorado coach, and then
you're right. He's
prime, dude. He's now prime.
He's prime. He is on another level. Like he was already like legendary Coach Prime.
I feel like he had a little time there where he was just like he was fishing.
Yeah,
and now he's been so busy. You know, he's got some winning to do. A little more winning to do.
I like Deion. I'm a Deion fan. I'm a Cowboys fan. Deion played for the Cowboys. He's been through a lot. I like him.
Good
inspirational guy.
Good character.
Our podcast sometimes goes into a football thing.
It does, mainly for me.
Good.
But it was the playoffs.
Anyways, guys, Travis Hunter, sorry. I know we've referred to him a couple times on live. Didn't work out. Is what it is. Didn't take it fishing. So here's what we're going to do, man. Oh, before we get into dive into all the Guggen stuff, I want to talk about the BPT on Stanley Cooper too, because they're going on right now. That's another thing in the fishing.
Oh, I don't watch MLF. The only reason I watch because you and Schroeder were in this one.
Well, Jacob Wheeler's in the lead. Imagine that.
No comment.
Well, he's in the lead.
Are they going to polygraph? I mean, never mind.
Well, he's in the lead, and he's just doing his thing, man. He's just doing his thing.
Am I surprised? Are you surprised?
Schroeder's not surprised.
Well, do you like watching that?
No, I do not like the every fish counts. I do not like the fact that they change all the time. I do not like the fact that Floyd Buckets is like
the god of.
No, I was going to say the antichrist of fishing. Like he's just everything wrong with fishing. I mean, all right, I'm gonna go on a little tiny rant.
Here we go.
Here we go. Tiny rant.
Buckle up.
I don't care. Like it's that kind of night.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so you are one of the owners of the league. You sponsor fishermen in the league. You fish in the league.
And you got nice shoes.
And you have nice shoes.
All the time.
Does he have nice shoes?
All the time. Fresh kicks.
Okay, got you.
Yep.
If that is not a clear, like, laundry list of conflicts of interest, I don't know what is, folks. I don't know what is.
You saying there's a little inside dirty?
I'm just saying there's conflicts of interest.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. I mean,
And if you haven't listened to the Zal Dangerous podcast with the polygrapher,
Yeah.
polygrapher, how do you say it?
very interesting podcast.
That's a great podcast.
It really is
honestly
very-
one of my favorite ones I've listened to.
yes, that was
Not just them, like out of all the fishing.
It's kinda
podcasts.
long,
Did
but-
you listen to that one?
No, I haven't.
It's
I
good.
should.
It's good. This guy was
Man.
like a polygraph examiner for MLF for like a long time.
Dude, yeah.
Got
I
fired.
need to download that one. Oh, okay.
He was too good. Like, hey man, too good at your job. We don't need you anymore. Of course, it was a budget. It was a budget thing. It was a budget thing.
It's
Weird-
crazy.
weird timing.
It's crazy. That's a
Anyway,
very, very
man,
good
we're
podcast.
gonna get a letter. Like, didn't Luke Duncan get a letter from them for ranting?
Well, saying what?
Like a cease and desist. Like, take it down. We're gonna sue you
Because of what?
because he dogs Floyd Buckets.
We're not dogging. We're just. I mean, you just,
I am.
No, you're just telling the truth. You didn't dog anything. You just told
I
the
just
truth.
brought. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I have made an observation. There's
Yeah.
conflicts. of
Floyd
interest.
has
No,
got
that
deep
is true.
pockets, buddy. He's got some
Well,
deep pockets. Probably
we
got
have
some mega lawyers.
1,100 subscribers. So
That's all you need. Send them.
Kind of a
Send
big
'em.
deal. Oh man,
Maybe
we
industry's
appreciate y'all
funny, isn't
juice
it?
listeners, man. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
This is. I feel like this is like the locker room of bass fishing.
Right.
You know, it's like this is kind of the inside baseball, and it's
The juice.
it does
some
feel
real
like
stuff.
a locker room. We
Some
all
real
fished
stuff.
today. We're all kind of like sunburnt and tired. And
Me and Shane are halfway sick.
actually, Rackley's got a little.
I got a little something too.
It's
I
going
don't know.
around.
Is it? I didn't know if this
Yeah.
is
I
East
feel
Texas
fine.
pollen
Just-
or what.
It's just a little,
Yeah, it is what it is.
Too much scoping, dude. You got that scope
It's
nose.
the pollen.
What's going on in Rackley's world, man? I know that you stay busy, but
What's
you
going
got?
on in my world?
you still. I mean, are you still producing like consistent content?
I'm making it, dude. I'm out here. I've done a couple videos out here so far. I was just at Guggen Week last week. We filmed like 6 or 7 videos.
Oh wow, all fishing.
All fishing. I got next Guggen Week. I think we're actually gonna maybe do an East Texas little run.
Okay.
Do a little trail, which we've never done before. See if we can catch fish out here. Then we're actually going to do a multi-country challenge.
Oh wow.
We're going to 2 different islands in the world. Mine's going to be tropical. The other team's going to be kind of wintry, I think. Try to catch fish.
Obviously,
Any
that'll be
species.
not
interesting.
largemouth.
Yeah, it'll be everything. Well, one of the countries is has some big largemouth.
Really?
Yeah. And what else we got going on? Oh, going to the Classic.
Nice.
So you guys have a booth? Or you guys do
I
it-
think we're just kind of going around. We're gonna go to
Okay.
like some retailer booths.
Yeah. You
Just
guys going to
kinda-
get like a hotel suite and
Mm,
lure in victims over there?
maybe, but we no, we're not. But one of us might be dressing up as a large cartoon character walking around the Bassmaster Classics. Be on the lookout for that. That's gonna be
Large cartoon
fun.
character. I
Yeah.
feel like you're the only one that is like just like kind of cool enough
What's
to just go
what
do
normal?
it. Yeah.
Normal.
I mean, I don't know
bass
John
guy?
very well. I really don't know anybody, all the other guys
I
very
don't know
well.
him
But
that
like,
well.
I feel like you're the only one that'd be like, I'll be a good sport. I'll go put it on. Is it you?
It's
I just wanna
actually
know in
not.
case-
I'm actually probably I'm probably the least likely to do a suit like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like you'd be like, I'll do it. all the
I
others-
would, but the outfit's a little just wild. It's not a fish. I'll just say that. It's not a fish.
Got you.
If you're at the Bassmaster Classic and you see a large stuffed animal looking guy with a mustache,
We were talking about going to the Classic,
Mm-hmm.
but it's during the Triple T,
Oh, is it? I
which
don't
we
remember.
didn't fish the first one.
I don't even remember.
you know,
that.
it's also a really good time to fish.
It's
So,
a great time to fish,
Always
but
is,
we
yeah.
also were trying to take this a little more seriously, and it's kind of like if you're going to be in, I guess you'd categorize us under media.
yeah. Go to the Super
How do
Bowl
you
kind
not-
of.
But you
Go to the
wouldn't. You wouldn't do a
Classic.
booth. You would. We just kind of.
No, but they have media day.
Yeah, you could walk around and just interview.
You
Interview
could go to
people.
media day,
Okay.
like in the back where you
How
go.
would you? Would that be like for shorts or?
Whatever you want.
I mean, we could make a whole podcast.
You sure you could?
You should go up to people and be like, top people or people that didn't make the cut, or just not there. Like, How was your year? How come you're not fishing in the Bass Festival?
How come you didn't make the cut? There's only 50 dudes here.
What is the cut in the Classic?
25?
Yeah, I don't know.
They cut,
Is it 50 or 25?
It's like 54, 55 that fish it, and then they cut the top 25.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then they do the Super 6.
Super sick.
Yeah. But if we do go, I want to get some more intel because, like, can I spear whoever's in the thing? Like, just right there in the expo?
I think we're going to do a contest of, like, whoever can catch this person first gets, like, a prize. So, we'll see.
Wow.
We'll see.
Googans.
Sounds like my kind of game.
Yeah. Hey, you got to make it entertaining, man. You know? You got to make it fun. The Classic can be kind of boring at times. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But the Classic's interesting. If you hadn't been, I mean, the expos are pretty good. I've never been to – have you been to a Grand Lake one?
No. Which, if you told me to go catch a fish on Grand Lake, I wouldn't be able to tell you.
The Fort Worth one.
I don't know.
Sick.
We were talking about that today, actually.
Was it cool?
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
I'm okay. I don't want to say what I was going to say.
Say it.
I'm glad they didn't pick where they were going to go for the next year's Classic.
25.
Yeah, because I actually really like that lake. But
All right,
they're going to go to a lake that I hate and suck at. So go destroy it.
Ray Bob.
Have
at it, he said.
If I ever catch a 5 bass limit out there, that'll be the day.
Really?
They didn't
dude.
just blast them last time.
Yeah, and
There'll be a lot of people who have like one fish, but there'll be sacks.
Yeah,
sacks.
Got
Like
big
every
ones.
fish is healthy.
that's
like-
like all DFW lakes though, dude. They're all kind of like
there's like 200 bass in each one, but they're all big.
they're all kind of like Louisville. Everybody complains about it, but you see 30 get cracked out there.
We were just talking about that today.
Yeah.
There's bigs in there.
Yeah.
It's totally changed from when I used to fish it quite a bit.
Were they gonna go somewhere else in that area?
He didn't want to talk about it.
No.
Bob Sandlin or
It was a good lake that I don't want to see
It is a good
clobbered.
lake.
Wow,
So,
it's very interesting.
I'll tell you
know.
later. You know what I'm saying?
you know, Louisville actually used to be a little hidden secret, and then the Elite 50s went there when I was a young man. I was in my teens, I think, late teens, and they just absolutely caught them. Like everybody was catching like 50 fish a day, and then everyone in DFW started fishing. KVD caught that 13.
Oh,
And then
I remember that.
And then that was the lake record, and then the lake record got broken like 2 more times in that year. Everyone started
my
fishing
goodness.
it hard.
Louisville was the deal.
It was
Isn't
good.
that funny how like 2 people catch a teener and everybody's like, I'm going to go there and catch teener too?
Yep.
No.
There's a bunch of weird lakes
Not
out
how it
there,
works.
man. I won the state championship on Levon when I was in high school.
Levon?
Levon.
What is Levon?
A catfish crappie hole?
Can you believe they put a freaking tournament out there?
How
Like
do
a
you
high
even-
school
how do
state
you run that
championship?
place? I've only ever kayak fished. How do you run it?
I don't remember a lot about it. All I remember is it was not a very good fishery. I think we won with 16, and I heard that was actually pretty decent out there.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
You caught all 5 bass in Levon.
No, we went in 4.
Okay, there was one left out there.
We had 4 for like 16.
There you go. No, that's good. That's really good.
Yeah, spinnerbait.
Man, let's talk YouTube for a second. Because you're like the YouTube king.
YouTube.
We refer to you as the YouTube OG.
Well, that is true.
You,
I'm not like the leading guy on YouTube by any means, but I have been there a long time. Since cat videos.
I know I've already told this story on previous episodes, but 8 years ago when I met you, and we went, and you were kind of doing this as a hobby. You were a Shimano rep at the time.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, hey, man, did we film on Livingston the first time?
We
We
definitely, I don't know if that was first, but yeah, we definitely did.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
the original Tackle Addict was
Yeah,
there.
right on Livingston. So
Yeah.
we spent an afternoon on Livingston. Then we did some other ones. But I remember you telling me, like, hey, man, you should get a YouTube channel. I was like, this guy
Get it going. Get it going.
lost his
Only you to
mind.
listen.
Dude, I wouldn't be here right now.
I mean, 8 years ago?
I would be in
You'd be
Dubai,
Logan Paul.
way up on like the 100th floor, you know.
Yeah, you're actually good at fishing, so that helps.
You know,
When I started, there was like 3 people making fishing videos, so I had some knowledge.
No, but you were the first one to make it. I mean, 25 pounds first cast. I've also referred to that video numerous times. That was like my favorite YouTube
first
video.
semi-viral video. Yeah,
I watched that hundreds of times. That's when the A-Rig came out. If you haven't watched it,
oh my gosh,
is it still
what
out
a
there?
classic.
25 pounds, 2 casts.
Oh yeah, it's got some like jungle music to it. It's really funny. You should go check it out.
High quality.
Definitely not anything like you make now. I mean,
No, it's not. I think that was so old. It's probably in 4x6 format. It used to be in like more of a boxy format. Now it's all
you had like
16:9.
old original gray GoPro that was like black and white.
Had the
screen
Hero
on the back.
1, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hero 1.
That was it.
And I filmed. I was one of the first few people to do like underwater bed fishing videos with that Hero 1.
Yeah,
And that was another thing that got popular.
we did one of those on the
We
lake
did.
we were on
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
That might have been a couple years later.
Boy, it was better then.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, we sure did catch them better then.
I told you.
That lake used to be lights out.
That lake used to be like, you'd go there and you'd be disappointed when you didn't catch one over 8.
Yeah.
I used to catch 10s that are like crazy.
Yeah, we also saw some submarines that one time we filmed that video.
Mm-hmm.
Today, no submarines. But anyways.
So YouTube today.
YouTube today.
What's
What
changed
is going
compared
on?
to...
You know what is actually really, really interesting that we talked about a little bit today. It's like a full circle thing is YouTube. When I started it was a lot of like cat videos and just like nonsense. And there was little fishermen on there, very little.
Yeah.
So I saw an opportunity to like start a channel. I was guiding at the time, share some knowledge, get some tips and stuff out there. And for the next, like 5 or 6 years or so, there was like no professional anglers, like people that are really good at it, really putting those tip videos and everything out there. And it seems like there's been a little industry shift now where there's like really good pros, recognizable pros that have channels that put out really good content.
Yeah.
And, then there's just guys like me that have been doing it a long time. And I'm not as knowledgeable as they are. But,
I think you are in a different way. I mean, obviously you don't apply
more
yourself to
relatable.
try to catch the yeah. But I mean, you're a good fisherman, obviously. I mean,
thanks, buddy.
yeah, man. No, man,
shucks.
former PAA pro. I mean, you
Yeah, the PAA, that was a thing. when
yeah,
I was-
man, you
it used to be a thing.
you chose to bow out of competition and go a different route.
I did. And
And
I just
probably
think
the smarter route.
maybe, but I do see some pros now that have YouTube channels that put out really good stuff and have great knowledge to share.
Who do you
They may
like?
not share everything, but they do share
They
some
don't.
good stuff.
They definitely don't.
Yeah.
Who do you like?
Honestly, I think the best guy doing both things is Scott and Zaldane. I mean, they're kind of in my camp a little bit, but their content is fantastic. And I like Zaldane kind of tells it like it is, I mean, he gives some locker room talk and gives some good tips, and his content's really good. It's watchable.
I mean,
Better
I
than
think
mine.
everybody in the fishing world just watched Scott Martin's videos.
Yeah. Scott
That was
knows what's
like
up.
lights out.
And, I fished with him a few times down there. I like filming with Scott. He's super cool, down to earth. I don't know. Just a great guy. Makes
Who's
great
better,
content.
me or Scott?
You, dude. 100%. I mean, come on.
Yeah, those
You're
are
my
two.
boy.
Those are two really good. Really good
No,
channels.
they're
are really good.
massive channels. They're very charismatic guys. I mean, they make great content. They really do. I mean, Scott's got Florida in his backyard. That's a little unfair.
Well, Scott also had the Scott Martin challenge. I mean,
That's what I mean,
When I
like
was growing up, like that show was
Oh, I
like
know.
the deal.
That was a great show.
That was the show.
Scott Martin Challenge. Yeah.
Doesn't he still do that?
He does. I was actually on it last season.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I remember, like, when I was growing up, like, you could only watch it on WFN.
Yep.
And, like, I had to watch it at a certain time, and it was, man, that was awesome.
When I used to relish waking up Saturday mornings and I'd watch ESPN2, Bass, dude.
Bass
Bass back
Master.
in the day, Zona narrating, Tommy Sanders, dude. those were the days.
They're still there.
Yeah, but
For now, I think it's
just not as juicy as it was, man. The storytelling, they still do a good job storytelling on bass, but
well, they used to do like 45-minute shows. We didn't have live, right? So like we had to wait for the 45-minute show.
yeah, it was produced and they had storylines.
That's why it was so
Oh,
good.
Yeah.
so good.
Dude,
And now it's like we already kind of know when the show comes out,
right.
so we kind of go back and just it's lost its value a little bit with live.
Yeah, I think so.
Man,
I think you're right. There's definitely a way to make it more entertaining, and honestly, they need to figure that out. Like that's something they need to.
what would you do?
What would I do? I'd definitely make it more audience interactive. If I was really gonna do this, if I was like lead producer,
You're
at one of
CEO,
these-
Bassmaster.
I'm CEO. Dude, I'm getting the audience involved.
All right, how do we
I'm
do
taking
that?
a page out of the social media handbook.
Okay.
And I'm doing live chats. I'm having Zona moderate the chats, dude. While guys are fishing live.
All right.
So you got a guy that's out there fishing and someone wants to ask questions. He gets to filter through there's going to be absolute nonsense thrown out there. But there's going to be legitimate questions too. And Zona gets to kind of filter through there and talk to the angler. I don't want to see this. No talking.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that as a spectator.
I get it.
I need to interact. I need to know what's going on.
Yeah,
Why are you
what are
fishing
you
that
looking at?
spot? Why are you even here? What are you doing?
Yeah.
I need to know these things. And so you can get on your keyboard, type it in, and you can get immediate feedback. That's how you really get audience retention up. Hire me. Let's go.
So
No, that's a good idea.
So do you have a buffer between Zona and somebody in the audience? Because like
No,
imagine,
I think you put him in there. He's the
I
perfect
would
guy.
imagine. Let's say there's 1,000 comments every 10 minutes coming in. How do you filter? I think you need.
You're saying you need like a phone operator.
You need a team. You need a team behind the scenes. Like
okay, maybe you get one
like
more person.
throw up like, here's 10 comments we think you should see. Because there's dudes that might comment like llama.
Yeah, and they're gonna throw like a eggplant emoji on there.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah.
But it might spice it up a little bit.
who uses that?
Yeah, they'd have to take all that.
out
They would
there.
definitely have to. They would have to filter it somehow.
Okay, all right. So you have one person that legitimately
But I see what you're
filters,
saying.
and then you have somebody that's quick on their feet, like Zona, to really get
No,
that
I
stuff in
agree.
there.
I like it. Yeah, and I think they really need to put the live scope screen up, of course. And
Definitely got to show the screen, but definitely educate the anglers on like, hey man, when we tell
need
you
to be
you're
talking.
live, we need something from you.
We need a little spice, man.
We need something. Sing a song,
we got you mic'd up.
serenade us,
We got you mic'd up. I like it.
do a little dancing.
I think that would change. That would change a lot. That would change a lot.
So did you see? I was watching my boy Schroeder over here on FS1. A guy was on FS1 over here, and they were showing some screens. And it, like I saw a little screen capture on their social media later, like trying some things out. They tell you anything?
So you have to have a 16 mega live or a 16 Garmin. 12s are not.
They got to have an HDMI cable in the back.
Have to be 16s.
Is that because of an HDMI?
Don't know. That's all they asked the night before is, do you have a 16 Garmin or Humminbird? That's all I know. That's all they asked.
Maybe it's like a speed thing too.
I think it has to do
could
with
be.
the 16-inch units that you can buy have HDMI ports in the back. They got to be plugging into the HDMIs.
They got to figure out a way.
So
around
either
that.
an MBT or something 16-inch. I wonder if they can. Hank, shout out to Hank Weldon. He messaged me after you weighed in. By the way, so he's a fan of the juice.
Yeah, he's
Go.
cool. He's a really good
Yeah,
driver.
well, we like Hank. He's my favorite. He said, I don't know if you remember the previous episode. I said, "Oh, you're gonna catch him. You're gonna catch him." He's like, "Oh, why are you jinxing me?" And he said, "You didn't jinx him." I said, "Of course not. I knew he was gonna catch him."
Yeah.
But so we could ask Hank, what's the deal with that?
Yeah, you know, they're having these conversations. They've had these conversations probably long before we have, and they're going to figure it out.
They gotta show screens though.
You know, they're probably working with Garmin.
They're working with all of them. They're trying to. They don't. I don't think they care at this point. They're like, we don't care what you run if we can plug into it.
Yeah. We got to see what you're looking at.
We need to see.
It can't be that freaking hard, dude.
But the crazy thing is why is it only Garmin and Humminbird? Where's Lowrance at?
Lowrance maybe doesn't have an HDMI.
Because
unit.
they're the Samsung of this thing.
Oh yeah, we were talking.
I don't know. Bird's
It's like
got to be
iPhone versus Samsung.
Bird. Then what is Bird?
We talked about that. A Google
a Razor?
a Google Pixel.
Huawei.
I mean,
Tim, I'm sorry. Sorry.
No, let's just be
Listen,
real.
Humminbird,
Garmin
Lake
does
Masters.
have really good. It's good. It's good. User friendliness.
I mean, the reality is Garmin's leading the way in the forward-facing sonar technology, and that's what everybody's using. I mean, there's
just
no
what it
secret
is.
about that.
but Lowrance is, they've done a lot. There's
I think it's got to do with a port. I think it has to do with HDMI. Come on, man, you're a video guy. It's HDMI, right?
I would think so. If it does have that, yeah, you could
It's super
directly
easy.
link it. Yeah.
Little cam link action right there.
Yeah.
Boop.
Surely
10.
it's not that hard to install one of those, even if it's not there. Or maybe
I
it is.
wonder if you can
No.
go off any other port.
So
like
I know
transfer
Garmin's
station.
got like active captain helm on
Yes.
certain units.
Not
where
on
you
my
can
Echo Map,
record on
unfortunately,
your
but-
phone, but
yeah.
I would think there's going to be a major lag involved. With
Yeah.
taking that to live television.
Yeah. Yeah, but technically that technology, if you just ran
It's
it,
there.
yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
that would
They
be
could put a
pretty sweet.
delay. It's live TV. They put delays on live TV
Sure.
all the time.
Sure.
Speaking of which, how many pros we're gonna see running a Humminbird forward facing solar up?
Mega Live?
Yeah.
Brandon Paul.
4. I don't know. To be
I
honest
think
with
very
you,
few.
I've only fished. I've only done
Gussie.
Lowrance or Garmin, so I couldn't
Brandon
say.
Polnick, Gussie.
A lot of guys backing off.
I don't want to. Yeah,
And they're getting that paycheck.
man, that's a tough one, dude.
They're getting that paycheck.
It's sad because
Boy.
Humminbird kind of was leading the charge for a while there.
Yep.
If you look back, you go back 5 years, Humminbird was it.
Yeah. Well, they had
360,
360.
Mega SI, Lake Master. They were kind of dominating the electronics world.
I still think they have good mapping.
They have great
But-
mapping. They have great side imaging. They have great 360.
When I went, so I had Humminbird on quite a few boats, and then the first boat that I had Garmin in, I was like, oh, this user interface is way nicer and faster, and that's kind of, no, it's important. It's a nice feature.
Yeah, man. I mean,
I love touchscreen now. I like being able to type my waypoints in with a keyboard deal. You know, those little Humminbirds, you're like scrolling, buddy.
oh yeah. Beep 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 beep
Yeah.
beep beep. It's like the old texting with the old phone.
You're playing Snake out there. You're texting.
Yeah.
The,
Man,
Dial up.
we were talking about this earlier today too. Like how far away is the goggles? You know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about?
yeah, I was theorizing this like a year ago as a kind of like a joke,
But it's kind of serious now.
but I think it's serious now. And honestly, I think you got to do this for the anglers really plugged in that you're filming, like for entertainment, because you're just seeing this. They're just watching the screen. But what if they were like actually look it up and like heads up display? You could also Bluetooth to a monitor, so you could see the same thing they're seeing. You see the distance where the fish is. You got the
you get to play the
angle.
video game with them.
Yeah, it's like you're playing there too.
Man, how would you like I'm just thinking if I got them goggles on, how would I just not step off the boat?
Yeah, you might get a little dizzy.
Well, so have you
But-
seen the ads for the new Apple? What are they called?
The
The Apple goggles.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, I know
know
what
what
you're
it's called, but
Yeah, the app, whatever they're,
Vision
the
or
Apple
something.
Vision goggles or whatever. So, like, you can still see your surroundings,
yeah,
but
and
you
you're
can
like
also
working
like,
stuff. Like, oh,
That's nuts.
like
dude.
you can
playing
also
Angry
like,
Birds, and I'm texting.
I'm watching a YouTube video over here.
Yeah,
Like, you can put a YouTube video screen in your living room and walk away from it and come back to
No
it.
kidding.
dude, it's wild.
It's
it
insane.
Really is.
It's a virtual reality. Shoot.
Oh,
Rumors.
here we go.
You said that earlier.
Okay, so we were talking about this earlier today. Like, there needs to be some
48
sort of
inch
limitation at some point.
Yeah.
You can't have 16 graphs on your boat. I'm sorry. There's got to be some sort of limit. There's a limit on how much horsepower you can have. There is a limit on how many inches you can have on your rod. Why isn't there a limit on how many graphs or an accumulative inches you could have?
That way you can pick your own combination.
Yes.
I thought
But
they
you
would have
gotta
already done
stay
that
in
this
there.
year. I thought that's what was coming.
So
I
we're talking
figured
412s.
412s.
I mean, that's
What I think would be pro.
Wait
if
a
you're
minute, though. If you go
pro,
48 inches. I mean, you could go more than 12. You could go if you had to have 3 up front.
10, 10, 10. No.
Or
I think you
could
should be
do
limited to
3 up front, 1 in the back.
to 212s. I think you should be limited to 212s. And
Dang,
you decide where you want them. What do you mean, dang?
Hold on, man. That's not that kind of show. No, I'm just kidding.
Man, 212s, I don't know, man. That's
48 inches is fair.
48.
Are we professional electronic readers or professional fishermen?
The game is just advanced, man. That's just where we're at.
Oh.
I mean, I think there's maybe you might need a little limit, but man.
Okay, let's think about it. Let's put it in terms of like cars, like racing cars.
48, Jimmy Johnson, best race car driver there ever was.
Okay, I like where he's going with this.
I mean, 48's good.
Okay. 48 inches. He
I
likes
like
48
two- I
inches.
like two and-
Limiting.
I like
A
48.
governor. Let's put a governor on it, though.
That's 2 and 2.
I think they should do. I mean, if you're gonna try to limit it, just limit the number of transducers.
Or if you want to do a 16, and a 12, and a 16.
I think there's something to the size, too, though. Because with size comes, like, power. I think there's something to that. I like the inches concept that you said.
You pick your combo.
Yeah. I like that.
I thought they
pretty
were.
good.
I
That's
thought they were
fair.
going to do that this year, but they didn't. I think they're clearly trying to figure it out. They're trying to appease everybody. I mean, I get it. They get major sponsor dollars from all 3, right? I mean, the reality is, take Bassmaster, MLF, any of them. All 3 are chipping in.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just like one is dominating the sponsorship, right? There might be one paying more than the other. So those 3 companies are probably like, hey, look, let's figure this out together. But you're kind of like, let's not cut us right now. Let's figure it out.
I think still, so if that's the concern, if you have a limit, you see a pro utilizing what they have to catch fish, and they like this, and, they're talking about it. It doesn't limit a weekend angler from going out and buying 16 graphs if they want to do that.
For sure.
But they're a pro, they're limited to this. You have this many clubs in your bag. You can't go over.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. Yeah.
So you remember
won't
that
bother
thing we
me.
talked about, that Tour Angling Association or whatever?
No.
That thing that Alabama Bass Council dude posted?
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was about 200 boats, $5,000, 300,000, no practice. You can only have 2 graphs.
No 360, no 360, no live scope.
No 360, no live scope, and you have to race all waypoints.
You get a ride around for like 3 or 4 hours.
You get like 4 hours of practice and tournament starts.
I don't like the waypoint thing, but everything else I like.
Yeah. Well, I don't like the waypoint thing either, because like, what if you put the tournament on somebody's home? Like, apparently, I was listening to that podcast. Apparently, I was listening to BTL today, and Matt and Luke were talking about it, and they already have 200 guys. I don't know if I buy it.
We're talking about a $5,000 entry fee.
$5,000 entry fee, 200 guys apparently have already signed up for
Oh,
it.
there you go.
Guess we'll see.
$300,000 first place, 100% payout. $300,000. Lanier is the first one. April.
No scope.
Lanier with no scope.
You get 4 hours on the lake. No help, no waypoints, no nothing.
Boy.
Day before. I
Day
think.
before.
That's
That's a little unrealistic. Like, I understand
That's
eliminating
hardcore,
the
man.
scope, but like, give us some practice.
yeah, a little bit of something there.
Give us a little bit of practice.
I don't know much about Lanier, but at least go somewhere they can trash them shallow. If you're going to do some stupid stuff like that.
Huh? Anybody. Well, I mean, you're going to get mostly pros signed up, $5,000 entry.
Did you say $5,000 entry or
$5,000.
Oh, I thought you said
entry.
500.
No, 5,000.
Oh my.
It's $300,000 for first place.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
So you put
Apparently, that's going down in April. We'll see.
But if you put that in perspective, $300,000. There's only 3 other tournaments to do that: the Bassmaster Classic, the Red Crest, and then the third biggest outside of that is the Toyota Series Championship.
Yeah.
Did you just knock into the top 4 tournaments in the world?
Yeah.
Dude, that's a ballsy
We'll see if it
shootout.
goes off, but
Wow.
We'll see if they got 200. That kind of shocks me.
on the YouTube thing again.
Going back, circling back.
So I know we were kind of talking on the future. What does your future look like on YouTube?
My future?
What does retirement look like as a
I'm
YouTuber?
gonna be doing this till I'm 68 years old, probably.
You think?
I'm gonna be Bill Dance of YouTube, baby.
What are you about? You about 32?
You're gonna be Jimmy Houston of.
I'm gonna be Jimmy, just out there sniffing them instead of kissing them. Yeah.
You gonna dye your hair and everything?
Uh,
Not blonde, but obviously keep it the color you got now.
Dude, yeah, I'm just glad I have hair, honestly. I fished out of a full seat the other day. Just live scoping out of a full seat. That's the next level.
Like
That's
a full
next
seat.
level. By
We're
the
not
way.
talking like a leaner.
No.
He said full
Not a butt seat. If you're a big live scoper, you want to take it to the next level of comfort. You just get a chair.
You're talking knees 90 degrees.
Full 90-degree knee.
Okay,
Oh yeah,
gotcha.
bud. And I did that, and I was looking at my camera angle behind me, and I was like, I totally look like Bill Dance in one of those old bass trackers with the seat. And I'm like, oh, there it is. There's a good one. And I was like, man, I could just do this forever. This is awesome.
I mean, how many spinnerbait fish have you watched him catch sitting down? Bill Dance.
I was watching a short the other day of him from like the 70s, dude.
Just lean back.
Yeah.
All I see is blooper reels from him.
Yeah. He's
those
he's one of the OG
staged?
Googans.
Gotta be.
Those were staged.
Some of them. I bet the first couple were not. And they're
then
like,
they're like-
this is doing good, Bill. We need more of this.
Let's unbolt your trolling motor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Dude, it was funny when I fished with Jimmy a couple years ago, and he got a call from like Roland Martin midday, and they're just like shooting the breeze, just talking shit. Like just how we talk, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, these guys have been boys forever talking trash about, fishing and hunting and stuff like that. It was just so cool. And then another time I went up there for some other reason. He's got a really cool place. He's got like an elk. He's got elk and whitetail deer. Jimmy's got like incredible whitetail deer. You can just walk right up to him. And anyway, it was like football. It was like football day, college football on, and Roland's just in there like they're having barbecue and eating a burger. And I was like, dude, that is just so cool, man.
Legends.
Really cool to see the legends
They're boys.
just hanging out. And Roland, my gosh, man, that guy he's still doing it. He's like fishing every day.
Yeah.
That guy's got testosterone.
He's in
like
pretty
a
good shape.
gorilla animal out there just catching slobs still.
Supplements, you think?
I think he's just got a big boner for fishing. That's it.
That's just all there is.
Just
to that.
loves it so much to see a guy his age still getting out. He still makes his own turkey calls, dude. I've been wanting to get one of his turkey calls.
I didn't know that.
Because I think they'll be really valuable.
like he's
one
got
day.
it
It's
going
really
on.
cool. Roland Martin's incredible outdoorsman. Anyway,
Yeah, no, I'd like to meet him.
shout out to the legends.
Shout out to the legend. So, are you gonna be hanging around YouTubers?
The old squad, Guggen
yeah,
squad,
yeah,
being
yeah.
like the boys
Well,
I'm talking
all
about
of them,
right now.
any of them.
We're gonna be here for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So YouTube doesn't. You don't have like a retirement plan,
Like an exit
a
plan right now?
severance,
not really, dude.
like a retirement.
The videos have not been that viral, so no.
Come on, man.
Y'all are still rocking.
All right, hold on before we like get too far. I want to know what is like. I remember we've had a couple of these conversations per 1,000, roughly 5 years ago or even 8 years ago versus today.
Per 1,000?
Yeah,
What do you mean? Like
per 1,000 views.
payments?
Yeah,
You know, it used to be higher, and then what was it like? It was like $5 or $6 back in the day per 1,000, and then it went down, and now it's actually come back up a little bit. So it's like around 7 or 8, and I don't know if that's because of YouTube likes to they like to take you and like categorize you in something.
Yeah.
So if you're in, let's just say you're into like making technology videos, and there's a lot of money in ads for like new phones and whatever. They're going to send, you're probably going to be like $15-$16 per 1,000 views.
So it depends on your category.
And I'm in like
The
catfish
least-
bait category, dude.
You got to get over a certain amount of views to get paid.
Yeah, you do,
You
but
have
then
to meet criteria, which we meet that.
criteria.
All right, let me ask you a question while we're on this topic. So we have met our criteria to monetize our channel, but I have not signed up for it yet. Reason being is I feel like we're still trying to grow the channel.
Mm-hmm.
But I've also heard that YouTube doesn't care whether you monetize or not.
I don't think
If they want to
do.
start throwing ads on your
Yeah.
stuff, they can.
I mean, they're trying to make money, right?
Yeah.
So
But I don't want our viewers.
you don't want them to get like a
I don't want them to
TJ
get
Maxx
slammed with
ad or something?
ads. If, you know,
I
what's the right answer? When do you click the monetize button?
think you just do it, man. Just get some extra
Ain't
dollars.
that big of a deal. Ads.
It's tough.
You watch
economy.
like 6 seconds, you click skip ad.
Yeah, honestly, they're so. Quick.
Not Scott Martin's videos. Those things are
they're-
ridiculous.
they're
They
not
were
that
they were
bad.
like 120 seconds of ads before I could click skip.
I don't think anything of it.
He's
though.
probably getting paid.
He's getting paid.
You know what? Every once in a while, I'll watch one of my videos. I'll see like Shields or something like that, like some, which is smart. There never used to be like outdoor ads
on YouTube.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and that, I think that's why it's better now is because there are outdoor companies like Bass Pro, Shields, and retailers.
Something that applies.
You know, even something like I've seen like Minn Kota and Mercury, like more specific, and that's smart advertising.
There's
So-
a lot of older dudes watching Scott Martin videos because most of those were about retirement stuff.
That could be
Is-
you, dude. That could be
is it-
you.
is that my
It's
algorithm?
targeting you, yeah. I think
He
it's
said,
you,
"Could be
bro.
you, dude."
Oh,
I think that's you.
Shane's not that old.
I'm unemployed, not retired. Let's get this
Yeah,
clear.
They're talking about timeshares with you.
Yeah, no. It was like AARP
Trying to
and
get
like
you.
life insurance plans, and I was like,
What about the bug phone, like the big numbers?
What do you mean?
I'm talking about? Like the
Uh-uh.
Cricket phone that's got like the giant numbers for the elderly.
dude, I'll show you my
No,
phone
yeah.
right now. I have not blown up my text. Look,
You got major
look, I still
blow
have
up
small
text? Okay, good.
All
All
right.
right. You're not
See?
there yet.
Big
You're
phone,
not
though.
there
I
yet.
proved it.
Got a giant
All
phone.
right, good.
You know what I'm
Good,
talking about.
good,
Like,
good.
you got
Normal size
your mom or dad like pulled up, and it's like they gotta like scroll down the
I
page.
see
to
my
read
dad's
everything.
phone. I'm like, golly, Dad. There's like 3 words per line.
My dad, he texts me
Giant.
all the time. It says "sent with Siri," because he doesn't like text.
My dad does that too, man.
Talks to it.
I think he just likes having somebody he can like command. Like, just do this for
That
me.
sounds like all dads.
Yeah.
Random question: is y'all's Siri male or female, and does it have an American accent?
Yes, female American.
Oh, mine's an Irish woman.
I like diversity.
I told Siri to be an Irish woman.
I like
Why
that.
are we talking about this right now?
I don't
Diversity, equity,
know.
inclusion.
You just said Siri, and I was like, I just thought it'd be
Increases
funny
views.
to.
Oh, we'll say another side note. You spoke of 2 legends, in our sport,
Uh-huh.
Roland and Jimmy. We had a couple legends fish the Toyota today. Mr. Larry Nixon,
Oh, no way.
Tommy
Nixon
Martin.
was in it,
Dude,
well, Tommy Martin, he's always in them.
Yeah.
worm
he's the
dragger.
man.
Dude, Larry Nixon was my dad's favorite guy.
Throw that over here. Throw that over here.
Oh, shoot. I got one of my John boats, son.
Let me tell you something right about this thing right here. Okay.
Drew Gill doesn't know what that is.
Tell the folks what this is
He
called.
said, Drew, why'd you piss Shane off?
Ancient
No, you
method.
didn't piss me off. You hurt my feelings,
Let me tell you
Drew.
about this thing right here.
Drew, that's called a marker buoy. We used to mark brush piles with 2D sonar and then throw that out the back of the boat so we were within 6 or 7 feet of our brush pile.
The first
Try not to
time,
catch the string.
And
Yeah.
try not to catch the string.
The first time I ever cracked a decent bag on Rayburn was because of one of these jokers right here. Me and Alec had like 26 pounds, won an AQ because of this joke right here.
That should be in the bass
You know how
fishing
many of
Hall
these
Fame.
jokers that I used to pick up?
Oh, because they were on stuff. You're like, no, we can't have that here.
You get that?
I've seen people do
That's
that.
when you know they're good. That's when you mark that spot.
That's a sneaky one.
Okay.
This is juice right here. Man, you don't ever see these anymore on the lake. Did you really? Orange? Yeah, this is gangster right here, honestly.
Have you ever seen anybody like catch a crappie and tie a bobber to it and let it swim back to the school?
No, but that's really good. Yeah.
I didn't say it.
Dude, I remember the first time.
How is that legal?
I don't think it is. I think you're using a game fish to catch more game fish.
I remember the first time.
But no, you're not using it as bait. I think you're fine.
I went out with a guy on Rayburn one time, and I didn't know what the heck this was. And because I was like real young. I was like 13, 14. And he drops it in the lake, and he's like, hey, man, roll that thing up for the guy here. I'm like, all right. And I'm sitting there doing this.
And he's like, really?
It's going to be here in a minute,
Dude, he like harshly, he's like, give me that. He's like, this is how you roll this freaking thing up, just like this. I'm like, all right, dude. Because I was sitting there doing this, and he's like, no, this is how you roll this thing up. I'm like, all right, bro, I got it.
Calm down. You're the one that
Calm
threw a
down.
pool
I'll
out
never-
during a tournament. Like,
I'll never forget that. So
dude, those were the days.
now he don't step foot down here against me and old Shane Daddy.
Oh.
Now you just spot lock and then you
you
break.
scope
you
and
s-
you
scope,
You
you
have
break,
range
you spot
rings.
lock.
You know how
Oh
far your
my
waypoint
gosh.
is. Like, it's ridiculous.
What else you got for Mr. Rack, dude?
I'd like to share a theory with you if you're out of ideas.
I'm all open.
There we go.
I've been thinking about a concept, an analogy for tournament bass fishing.
Okay.
This might upset some people.
Oh, Lord.
But, this is the juice.
Listen, this is
we're gonna
locker
break
room,
barriers.
Locker room talk.
I was trying to think, because I see a lot of controversy now on social media.
That's all there is.
There's a ton about live scoping. It's always in the conversation. Live scope, it's gonna kill all the fish. It's the best thing ever. Everybody's got an opinion. It's one way or the other. And then I've seen a little bit about tournament fishing. And is that good or bad? This sprinkles some feathers right here because tournament fishing is very fun. We like to catch bags. We like to show them off. But we all know that some of these fish die.
Well, they do.
They die, right? It's part of life. Now, I will say certain lakes, like the one near here, I don't think you can ever really hurt it. Here, the Great Lakes, Toledo, like any very large body of water
Vast body
that
of water.
has grass or good amounts of cover, I don't really think you can hurt it. However, the small lakes and then the amount of tournaments I think is hurting bass fishing. I'm just going to preface the theory with this. So I think there should be a limit on the number of tournaments that a lake can have per year.
And you
Is
limit
this
that
controversial
based
or no?
No,
No,
it's definitely no. It's controversial.
I wish they did it
but
on Rayburn right now.
You would say it about Rayburn right now.
It's no, but I see what he's saying.
100%.
The answer
Okay.
to your initial question, is it controversial? Yes, you're going to
Okay.
upset some people. But do we agree with you? 100%.
Dude,
Okay.
I wish they'd do it right now on Rayburn.
It's too many.
You know how phenomenal this place would be?
Well, that's what I'm getting at. So let's take it a step further. So I think for large, legitimate tournaments,
that have release boats and release staff.
Yes.
That are
going to put some
You
effort
meet
into it.
criteria
Yep.
into.
Let's get those scheduled. Let's get them on the books here.
Got my gears turning now.
But the laundry basket night derbs and any other tournament that's fitting in between all these other ones that aren't taking care of the fish, I think is hurting the fisheries. I think it is. And I think there needs to be a limit on those. I don't know how you do it. I hate regulation. I don't want any more regulation. I hate big government, all right? I don't want anybody telling me what to do. But when you take your kid out to catch a fish on a spinnerbait on the bank in the spring, they can't get a bite. Not saying it's here, but other lakes that are having effects, that's a problem.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. I mean, so do our big high school tournaments out here, do they have release boats and stuff?
They have a giant release tank.
Okay.
And they have somebody that mans the tank.
Dude, and that's a whole nother, my gosh, the
Yeah.
number of boats.
Yeah, we're rolling
Just
out
do the math.
450, 500 out here sometimes.
Just do the math. Just do the math on 25% mortality rate. Just do the
Well, the
numbers.
post mortality rate is what nobody talks about in fishing. Nobody talks about that, right?
Yeah.
Like tournaments are supposed to, like a lot of your popular lakes. They request that the tournament turns in some sort of data, some sort of
Death
information.
report.
How would you
Yeah,
know
definitely.
though? Like after you release them, if they
You
die?
don't.
You
That's
don't.
what-
That's
but,
a
like-
problem unless you're in clear water, like you've seen in the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
Some of those places.
Yeah, I was.
That's a whole
I don't
nother
even mind
story.
saying that one. St. Lawrence River. I'm worried about that one. That's like my favorite fishery, and I'm a little worried about the and it's nothing on the anglers. It's nothing on the organization. It's just the fishery themselves. It's the fish. They're
It's
just
hard. Yeah.
they come
Man,
out of
that's
50,
different.
60 foot of water.
That's different.
Yeah, but like
Let me tell you why.
that's a type of fishery like the tournaments got to be way low.
You can't hurt that sun gun, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Ooh.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Mm.
First of all, they have a season on them. It's smallmouth in general up north. You can't even freaking catch the sun gun.
I think it's good. By
Like-
the way, continue.
Yeah.
That ain't nothing like down here in the south. Like it ain't even
No,
the
no,
same
we're 365.
ballpark. There's only like 3 months of tournaments in general up there. Like it doesn't even exist. Now that to me that is just not even close to what our fish see down here in the south.
Yeah, let's
not even the same.
Let's flip the script here for a second.
I'll rebuttal that though.
Let's use Toledo Bend as an example.
Mm-hmm.
You know, basically 60% of the fish get caught in that lake. They're going back to Louisiana.
They fillet them over there.
Brrr, size getting knocked off them suckers, dude.
Yeah, but it still is.
And it's
Probably
it's
the
cycled
number-
back. Look at it. It's coming back. It's
It's
fishing way
massive.
better.
It's
might,
massive.
It's massive, just like Rayburn, like you said.
Right. Yep.
But
It
it's
might be the
cycling
number
back
one
up.
lake in the country when it's all
I
said.
bet it will be at the end of the year.
It'll be top 5 for sure. For sure.
That's why I'm saying, like, the lakes that have a ton of cover like that, I don't know if you can really knock them down. But here's what I was going to say about the smallmouth fishery.
Mm.
Yes, they do have that off-limits season, which I think is great because smallmouth are really dumb on the beds. I mean, so dumb. You can
They're
catch them
dumb
like
in
18
general.
times
They're
in a
dumb in
row.
general.
Yeah, they just get silly up there. But they grow a lot slower. So if you were to age a 3-pound smallmouth up north, you're probably looking at around 5 to 8 years old versus like a largemouth down here is probably like, what, like a couple years old?
Like, yeah,
Maybe.
2 or 3 years old.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
grow about
a
a pound a year.
5-pound smallmouth up there might be like 10 to 15 years old, which takes a long time to regrow. So when you see them just floating out there, that's a long time to replace. So it is a little different. But I honestly wish that we're going on a tournament fishing rant here. I'm sorry. But
Oh, you're fine. It's good talk.
I wish that there were seasons for lakes down here and maybe make it for creek arms, like this creek arms off limits
Mm.
this year, boys. Next year, it's going to be phenomenal. But this year, Five Fingers is off limits. You
They
can't
do
go in there.
that. We had a tournament in June at the Potomac River, and they block off certain areas that are spawning
Key
zones,
spawning areas.
and you
Yeah.
can't go in there and fish them. So I see that too. It's hard. That's all.
You're
that's
going
a-
to piss fishermen off.
It's a
That's a
fi-
problem.
It's a fine line.
It's tough.
It really is.
It's
But where are we going to – where is it like – I mean, this lake's so great, okay? But let's think about our little DFW lakes and these other lakes that just kind of – they're getting a little tough.
Why don't y'all put hydrilla in them?
It's illegal. I would try if it wasn't so illegal.
It probably changed.
That's the
fishery.
saving grace. And I do blame
No, why
Parks
doesn't
and
Parks and
Wildlife for
Wildlife
some of this. Because why, when every lake is getting hydrilla, why do you spray it, man? Why you got to do that?
They did it to Conroe. It used to be one of the best places in.
It's got grass back in it this year.
Yeah, not like it did though.
Yeah.
Okeechobee.
What's going on there?
Oh, he's got a huge campaign going.
DeSantis,
Dude,
listen.
come on.
If you
Apologize.
have any
Apologize.
aspirations,
That's the Super Bowl of bass fishing, Lake Okeechobee, and they're destroying it.
Can you imagine if
Sam
that
Rayburn
lake,
Super Bowl.
can you imagine? I mean, they got other kind of grasses, but just
dude,
imagine.
you imagine they turned Okeechobee into a sand pit.
There's a eelgrass in Lake Okeechobee when we're just down there for the open. There's nothing. It's bad.
Unacceptable, DeSantis. Come on, Ron.
So is the reason they were catching them good this last tournament. I mean, this is how like Lake Austin was when they started killing the grass. Like when the grass was going down, fishing was phenomenal. And then once it died off, it sucked for like 5-6 years, decade, whoever.
It's the same way out here, dude. When the hydrilla is not healthy, same on Toledo. When the hydrilla is not healthy, it gets tough.
It's a
When
key,
there's not
man.
the habitat. Well, I also think that has to do with putting them in catchable water. It's not like the fish just all of a sudden, boom, there's 4-pounders.
I think it does. I think it's good.
It puts them in catchable
I think it's
water.
good for after the spawn. I think it's good for bait. I
It's
think
good for brim
it's a
and
good
everything.
Filter.
Yeah.
It's everything. It's everything. But yeah, man.
Listen, we are entering. We're at the sphincter of the rabbit hole that could go on forever.
Oh, you want to shut her down?
I'm just saying, like,
All right. I see you're tired. You got a tournament to fish tomorrow.
I do, man. It's
I got part 2 for you guys next time. I'll be back.
How
he
long?
will
Have
be
me
back.
on.
He will be back. He needs.
I got plenty to say.
He came back a couple weeks early.
How long is this pod?
An hour.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
You want to close this thing out? You got some closing statements?
No, I got an hour. I got an hour, 2 hours to talk, man.
You got an hour, 2
You
hours
gotta
in
shut
you?
me
Leaving
up, bro.
tomorrow? What you
You
doing?
have to shut me up. No, I'm actually. So I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna go below the dam tomorrow
I told him to go in the river.
in my little boat.
Somebody called it
I'm
10
liking
out there.
y'all's
What'd I
reactions
tell him?
right now.
What'd I tell him?
You better, hey,
I told him.
throw a glide.
No way.
Oh.
Throw a glide.
Well, even in the current?
That's what I ain't even done it. I'm telling you what a dude told me. Apparently they smashed him on a glide.
You just said
Everybody.
that on this episode.
Throw a glide.
Damn, you just revealed the juice, bro.
I don't care
I'll let you
about
know.
that place.
Tune in. LakeForkGuy.
LakeForkGuy is
We'll
going
see
to the
if
river.
I catch him on a glide. Or
I
if
told
get-
him there's good ones in the river.
if I get spun around by the current and flip over. And,
No, you
have
got
to call
that. You got that
Shane.
25 HP.
yeah, I'll zip.
I'll be on
around.
Conroe tomorrow. I'm getting up at 4:30,
Dude.
Oh, man,
rolling to Conroe at daylight.
I do not envy you there. That's going to be.
He's gonna find him, dude. I'm telling you.
I've
I'm
caught
doing
about
it for my
14
teammate. I'm doing it for
bass
my
in my
teammate.
lifetime.
I found the hard stuff. Shane's got to go find the easy stuff.
I gotta tune in.
Shane needs like 3 rods.
I got
You
him.
need to call your old boy, Mr. Comey Combs, for
Oh,
out
well.
there, boy.
We checked some of that.
Listen,
stuff. That looks like a.
I'm gonna end that episode with this. I fish
okay.
with
That
Combs
could
a
be
lot
true.
of times.
Yeah, you can't repeat that.
What Combs tells me to go fish, I've learned to just not even go fish because those are his fish. Like only he can catch that.
He's mastered the ways
Dude,
of their.
he is.
After today, Blake said Blake told me he's like, man, I don't know. I think I can crank better than Combs. So he
That's what it seemed like.
said,
Let Combs go to those spots, see what happens.
They just
Combs-
magically
no, I'm just
appear.
saying he's just like sometimes you know what I'm saying. Like sometimes you like catching other people's fish is hard to do.
yeah.
Right?
Catching Combs fish.
Well, it's
is
really
hard.
hard to catch them when there's nothing there. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
anyways, man, till next time.
Appreciate you. Thank you,
Appreciate you,
sir.
guys.
Oh, man. Thank you.
You the
guys.
man.
I'll be back, too. Spawn's heating
LFG
up.
in the house. Came down to studio. Drew Gill, where were you? Not on the phone. Good night.
See ya.